I just lost a bobby pin in my hair. How is that possible? Where are you at? Alright, so today it's day 12 of 15 days of foundation. This is where I try out a new foundation every single day for 15 days. Today we're throwing it back to a very old foundation. This is the classic Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundation. So matte and poreless, I would say, is their more popular formula of this one. I actually have never liked this foundation. I have a whole other video on it. It looks so bad on my skin. Oily skin, especially dry skin, it's like a disaster. I always include 110 in swatches because this is a fair shade from the drugstore and it has very yellow undertones, so it just gives you kind of a shade comparison, but I don't actually like this foundation at all. But now that my skin is dry, a lot of you guys actually recommended, I don't know if it was on Snapchat, something I mentioned, a bunch of you guys recommended that I try this formula again, the Dewy and Smooth. This is a totally different formula than the matte and poreless. I remember years ago trying the Dewy and Smooth foundation. I don't think it was on camera. I think it was like maybe even before I started making YouTube videos. So we will see how this is now on my dry skin. This foundation retails for about $7.99 depending on where you get it. It has 1 fluid ounce of product, which is standard. So looking on Maybelline's website, it just says it's a smoothing concentrate that hydrates rough patches, leaving skin with a naturally luminous finish. Ideal for normal to dry skin, and it has SPF 18 in it. It comes in 16 shades according to Maybelline's website. The lightest shade is 110 Porcelain, the darkest shade is 360 Mocha. I actually have the shades 115 Ivory and 120 Classic Ivory. I ordered these online Ulta, I believe, and 110 isn't a good shade match for me, so I figured I would try 115. You guys will see how the shade works and what I think of it, but I'm gonna do swatches of all 3 of these shades. Okay, we've got a shit ton of Maybelline swatches here. So first off is the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth in the shade 115. Next over is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the exact same shade 115. This one I would say is a little bit more pink. I don't know if it's showing up on the swatches, but it's a little bit more peachy, pink, orangey. This one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110, Matte and Poreless in 112, Dewy and Smooth in 120. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation in the shade 110, which I haven't used in so long. I kind of want to try it on my skin now. Dermacol 208, my closest shade match, and CYO Life Proof in 101. So if you're excited for day 12, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. Days 1 through 11 are linked down below in the season 5's 15 days foundation playlist. If you want to see what I think of the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundation, how it applies and wears throughout the day, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. All right, day 12. It is 9:55 in the morning right now. I've already washed, moisturized, and prepped my skin. I know the drill by now. I think I'm gonna... Okay, you're gonna chill there. I'm gonna go with the shade 115. I haven't done swatches yet, but 120 looks way dark, and 115 even looks a bit dark. I'm not quite 110. See how it goes. Whoa, that just poured out. I hate the packaging of this foundation. You literally just have to pour it out and get a giant ass amount like that. Top my face with my Sigma F80, other half with my LA Girl sponge. What do I want to start with? Let's start with the brush on this side today. I literally have no memory of using this foundation. Like, I don't remember what I think of it at all. Besides, I remember it broke up on my oily skin super easily throughout the day, and it just did not work on oily skin. It like slid around, wasn't good. That feels like it's blending out like butter on my skin. Much different than the matte and poreless already. Ooh, it looks really smooth. I'm getting some like streak marks. It does look very smooth, and that took about 0.2 seconds to blend out into my skin. Cannot put my finger on what this smells like. Doesn't smell floral. It smells like a baking ingredient almost. That shade I think looks pretty good. It seems to be like sitting a little bit on top of my skin, so I think this is one that I'm gonna smooth over with the sponge for sure. Let's just smooth it over now apparently. Looks really good. It's not clinging anywhere. So far so good. Let's try a sponge on the other side. I feel like this is already oxidizing and almost turning more pink. The shade when I first put it on I feel like looked pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't keep darkening. To get around my nose piercing, I always just take this little Morphe brush It looks a little bit patchy on the sponge side, actually. Lighter coverage, I'm getting highlight coverage on this side. This shade is turning way pink on me. I think I would be a mix of probably 110 and 115 in this one. Avoiding your hairline when putting on foundation is a true skill that I do not have. Forehead is looking good. Rest of my face looks good too. I'm gonna try and build this up on this side with a sponge, see if we can get a little bit more coverage. So far, I'm liking applying it with the brush first to get the coverage and then smoothing it out with a sponge so I don't get streaks, because this one can get a little bit streaky. All around now, we're at medium coverage. I still see freckles coming through, I still see scarring things, but I don't mind that. The only thing right now I'm not liking is how much it's oxidizing. It does feel like a foundation that if you don't set this, it is gonna slide around. It feels very creamy almost. It doesn't feel like the Light Illusion where it's dewy, but it feels almost like a gel, so it kind of like sets a little bit. This one feels like it's gonna come right off if I really touch my face right now, and it did. So I'm for sure gonna set this part of my face. I'm deciding if I want to set my forehead too. Tough because when I set my forehead, it'll look fine at the beginning, but I just get so dry throughout the day that it starts looking super crappy. So I almost don't want to set my forehead. I don't know. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and decide as that's happening. Right now it's 10:06. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I think I'm going to do like a green smoky eye today. I'm excited, so I'll be right back. Okay, so it's 11:11. The check-in time is 10:10. That's when I finished up with my face. I had a lot of fun doing my makeup today, but to set my face, I actually set my entire face for once except right here on the center with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I mentioned this in my top powders for setting foundation video that I recently did for Foundation Friday, and I really like the way that this set my face. It looks really lightweight. It still looks like skin, and you still have some of the dew coming through. I didn't set right here because that is usually a total disaster when I do that. I'm really glad I didn't, because there are certain parts on my forehead where I'm hoping it doesn't look drier throughout the day. Right now it's looking a little bit dry. I just lost a bobby pin in my hair. How's that possible? Where are you at? Oh, found him. Whoa, I don't even know how long I've had this bobby pin in my hair. I don't think this was the one from this morning. This does feel like a foundation to me that no matter what your skin type is, you're gonna have to set this because it just slides around if not. Kind of one of those foundations that if you touch your face, even as I was powdering, I felt like it was kind of moving around a little bit. So this is for sure one that you need to set, I think. It feels really lightweight. I like how my skin is looking. It's not creasing anywhere. It looks good around my mouth area. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like in natural lighting, and then we're gonna do a flash test. So here's what it looks like in natural lighting. Looking in my mirror, it looks good. Not creasing anywhere. I think it looks nice. Let's go do a flash test. Even though there is SPF 18 in this, it doesn't look bad. Like if you're just looking at my forehead, not my under eye area, because obviously the powder under eye causes flashback, but just looking at my forehead and the rest of my face, it looks lighter than my neck, so there is definitely a little bit of flashback, but it doesn't look bad to the point where I wouldn't wear this one. So on the rest of my face, I use the same bronzer face powder that I used in, I think that was yesterday's video I used this. The Bare Minerals, this is actually powder foundation in the shade 05. And then for blush, oh man, I whipped out this guy, which back in the day, I clearly got its use out of. This is the e.l.f. Peachy Keen blush. This is definitely expired. I definitely need to purchase a new one of these. I'm like at that point where it's so tempting to finish it that I just am going to. I know it's probably bad. Don't follow my lead. I forgot how much I love this blush shade. It is so pretty if you want a peachy blush. And then I used one of my favorite highlighting palettes, the Hourglass Absolute Strobe Light palette. I went in with this middle kind of white gold shade. So pretty. I also use that on my inner corner. My eyeshadow I actually tried out for the first time, the Lorac Pro 2 palette. And I don't know why I've never picked up the Lorac Pro palettes. I've been on this eyeshadow thing where I'm trying to discover new eyeshadow palettes that I like. Lorac back in the day was one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. So I picked up this one and I want to pick up more of the Lorac Pro palettes, but just the tones in this one, I feel like I didn't have a whole lot of these kind of more cool tone shades. I really liked this. The only thing I noticed with this one is that I do have quite a bit of fallout, but whenever I get fallout, I just use my Sigma F15 brush. It's just like a duo fiber brush, and I'll brush it away like that, and it literally removes all the fallout. This brush is also awesome for bronzer. So far really liking this palette, and then on top of that, the really metallic kind of glittery thing you're seeing is the JCat Holographic 3D Eye Topper. This is in the shade Wink Tink. Wing tink, that's fun to say. This just like transformed that lid shade into such a cool mermaidy green shade. Really feeling this on top of that color. For lips, I use the Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick in the shade Slay Tan. Can we stop saying slay? I'm like so over the slay word. Anyone else? I'm over it. This was not a flattering brown on my skin tone, so then I put the 20 Naked Blush in the Flower Beauty lipstick over top. The formula of these are so nice and creamy. My eyelashes, I used Pure Diva lashes again. These are like the lashes I go to if I want the shadow to show through the lashes. So that's everything. Check-in time is 10:10. I'm gonna see you guys in a few hours in natural lighting. It's now 3:13, so it's been on for 5 hours. My eye makeup right now is literally on fire. Like my eyes are burning. I think I'm gonna need to rub this off and attempt not to get the foundation at all, like just take off my eye makeup. I don't even know what's happening. It's like falling down here. Can't tell if that's fallout or is because my eyes are watering so much, but I just want to like wash off my entire face right now. Let's take a look at the face. My nose has some like rubs, or I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if that's like eyeshadow falling on it or it's just rubbed off there for some reason. I haven't touched my face there at all, but the rest of my face looks pretty good. Not really noticing anything at this point, which is good. Around my creasing, where I've been getting creasing right here, doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's creasing a little bit, but not bad. Upper lip looks good. Around my nose looks pretty good. I did want to show you guys that my shirts just came in. I was waiting for these guys to come in so I could show you guys. But here's the Heck Yeah, It's 15 Days of Foundation limited edition design that was brought back. This is the slouchy version. I've been getting questions about what size I wear. I wear a size small, and they are oversized and baggy. So these ones go up to size 2XL, but they do run big. And this was the other design. The Don't Talk to Me, It's 15 Days of Foundation. Same things on the slouchy super soft shirt. So you guys can wear these for a future series too. But these are available right now. 100% of the proceeds goes to Project View Share. We're trying to raise $20,000. The link is right at the top of the description box. There's a bunch of other designs. And you can also get these two designs on mugs as well. Okay, it's 7:34, so it's been on for about 9.5 hours. Today's been a little rough. Not feeling the greatest. And I wiped off all the eyeshadow. My eyes are looking great over here today. Yeah, I have about no energy right now. Don't really know what's going on with my body lately. So my foundation actually still looks pretty good. Zoom in. Ignore the whole eye situation. I mean, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm getting a tiny bit of separation right on the center, but the rest of my forehead looks good. I'm not getting any major creasing anywhere else. I don't feel like I look super moisturized or anything, but I also don't feel like my skin is too dry right now. I think a setting spray over top would do really well with this one, just to add a little bit more moisture and dew to my skin, but I would totally wear this one again. I am pleasantly surprised by it. I for sure think this is one you're gonna have to set no matter what your skin type, and I also for sure think I would probably only recommend this for dry skin because it is so slidey, and I just remember this breaking up horribly on my skin before. If you have dry skin, you might like this one, but maybe it would be a good mixing one because I do like how it just kind of glides on like butter and it is very smoothing. That's that. I'm going to wash my face. I will see you guys tomorrow in is tomorrow day 13 or is today day 13? Day 13 or day 12? No, I think tomorrow's day 13. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.